Yo, what up? So about 10,000 stores are expected to close down in 2021 as a result of the pandemic, and a lot of really popular retailers that have physical retail locations and an online presence are seeing a significant decrease in location sales and a big increase in online sales. Now I'm going to put my Elon Musk rocket scientist hat on real quick and assess the situation, and the conclusion that I draw from all this is that e-commerce truly is the best place to be when it comes to starting a business in 2021. Now, you may not know anything about e-commerce, and that's totally fine, because in my opinion, we've just seen the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the potential of e-commerce. So if you were to ask me, I still think you're pretty early to the party, and I'd like to welcome you with open arms, whoever you are, whether you're starting a business, whether you're just a college student, or whoever you are just watching random YouTube videos. I know, because that's what I do. And I want to rate some of the top Shopify stores in the world today with you. All of these stores make millions and millions of dollars every single month. Now, Shopify is the biggest e-commerce hosting platform out there. It's the most commonly known one, and if you pay attention to the stock market at all, you'll see that Shopify has seen exponential gains, just like companies like Tesla, and a lot of people do consider Shopify to be the future of e-commerce in general. Me being one of those people, I've used Shopify for years to create all of my e-commerce businesses. So the goal of this video is going to be to rate these stores, and together we'll learn a lot about branding design and also just get some inspiration from some of the top brands in terms of the products that they sell, sort of how they talk to their audience, all these different things that may sound a little boring to a lot of you, but trust me, it'll be really dense in value, and I'll try my best to make it entertaining as always. So the first brand that we're gonna rate here is Fashion Nova. Now, Fashion Nova is one of the longest standing Shopify stores that I think I've known about. My girlfriend shops at Fashion Nova. So many artists have talked about Fashion Nova in their songs, and it's just been a brand that has exploded exponentially over the years. Now, I'm gonna use this Chrome extension called SimilarWeb, and what it does is it tells me the exact amount of traffic that a website is getting, and traffic just means basically people flowing through their site. So as you can see, in December, they reached 26.95 million monthly visitors, which is kind of a ridiculous amount. I mean, if you just add up the whole year, they basically got the whole entire continental United States to visit their store, and really insane to think about. I mean, there's no way that any physical location in any mall would ever receive that many visitors, which is why e-commerce makes so much sense. Instead of having to get so many locations across the US or wherever you're setting up your shop at, you can just set up one shop online and instead spend your resources that you would have spent building up these shops to just drive traffic to your store. Sorry if I'm confusing you with a lot of these terms. Sometimes I don't even notice myself doing it. I'm very passionate about a lot of things, and e-commerce is one of those things, and it's why I just could talk about it all day. But please don't hesitate to give me other topic ideas that you'd like me to make videos about. I love the community that I've built here. I feel like we're all homies, and I just can't wait to make more YouTube videos about whatever. But anyways, as we browse through Fashion Nova, we can see that they've really stuck to an aesthetic. So that's kind of one of the first points that I want to rate these shops on, is brand design. Now, of course, they are completely killing it when it comes to brand design. Everything looks very congruent. It looks really fun. And I mean, their brand is just like very in your face. Something I didn't know is that they actually had a blog. And as you can see, they've actually stuck to their branding with the blog, which is really great. If you keep your brand congruent, that's how you're going to build like an ecosystem of people. And as you can see, these blogs fit their audience really well, like 5 ways to have the perfect FaceTime or Zoom first date. And one thing I've noticed here that's a little sketchy is that they actually tracked me by location. I do live in Scottsdale, Arizona. I guess I should really download a VPN soon, because that's a little bit sketchy. So let's take a look at an actual product page that they have so that we can actually rate their brand design. Okay, so this is pretty clean. I mean, as you can see, it's nothing too crazy. It's literally extremely simple, and they don't even really talk too much about their product. They just have the product details, and then they just have these little badges here that look pretty clean. It's a little bit cluttered, but honestly, this website is just has so much stuff on it that it's already cluttered as it is, so it doesn't really affect it too much. But their reviews and everything look very well placed, and it looks like it fits the site really well. So personally, I'm gonna give their brand design a 9 out of 10. I mean, I do think it looks really clean and congruent, but still, I don't like the clutter. I really love like a minimalist vibe, or at least a fun vibe. This would be considered original since they probably started this sort of branding maybe, but I don't really particularly like this style of branding. I just think it looks a little cookie cutter. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Let me know what you think about Fashion Nova. One thing I do like a lot though is this little like BOGO mix and match. Use code LOVE50. It's kind of nice that they're incentivizing people to buy more stuff like in these subtle little ways. I always think that's super cool when brands do that. It just makes the brand more fun. And if you are an e-commerce store owner or drop shipper, whoever you are, and you are trying to figure out how to do things like this, it's actually not too hard. Just hire a developer on Fiverr to code something like this in. Send them the link of this Fashion Nova product page and be like, yo, can you put this in my store? It would be really helpful. And more often than not, they will do it. So yeah, I'm gonna give Fashion Nova a 9 out of 10 in brand design and an 8 out of 10 for their overall brand. And the main reason why is because, like I said, obviously they're making a ton of money and they've built this insane community, but I don't really like the idea of fast fashion and just like getting as many products as you can out there as possible, regardless of the quality. And as I mentioned, my girlfriend, she does shop on Fashion Nova every once in a while. And even though the clothes fit really well, don't get me wrong, they're not the best quality. And more often than not, you know, you kind of have to keep buying stuff over and over, which is good for Fashion Nova, but it's absolutely terrible for the environment. So I don't like that. And yeah, 8 out of 10 for Fashion Nova overall, 9 out of 10 on brand design. Pretty solid. Now, the next brand we're going to take a look at is, of course, Gymshark. Gymshark is one of the most popular Shopify stores out there. And if we take a look, they are driving, in November, they drove 11 million monthly visitors, which, you know, definitely came down a lot in December to 4.8 million, which is still a ridiculous amount of people. If you think about it, that's just in 1 month. Now, already I'm liking this a lot better. Obviously, I'm trying to take my interests out of this. I'm not a huge gym guy, but I just love the design of the store. It's very minimal, it's clean, it's congruent, and it just makes the brand feel like higher quality, which is kind of one of their things. I mean, obviously Fashion Nova is not known for their quality or anything. They're just known for their designs and brand in general. Everything is really clean. I love their product images. I love how they have the same background. It just makes everything look super congruent. Now, I hate to keep bringing my girlfriend up so much. It sounds like a flex at this point, but she also shops at Gymshark, and I have seen the quality of Gymshark clothes, and I will say that Gymshark definitely spends a lot more time making sure that their products are really well fitting, really high quality and durable. And I think that's one of the main reasons why they've popped off so much and have such a tight-knit community built around them, because they actually do care about their community a lot and they want to make sure that they have the best fitting clothes, etc., etc. So something really cool about Gymshark is that the owner, Ben Francis, actually started this store as a supplement brand, and he used to drop ship a lot of their products. And then, you know, over time, he developed the business, built the community, started doing screen printing on some t-shirts, and before you know it, boom, Gymshark turned into this, a billion-dollar company. I've watched a lot of his content personally, and honestly, Ben Francis definitely seems like the man. He's a dope guy, and obviously super determined to make Gymshark like the biggest brand in the world, which is, you know, at this point, if they were a stock, I would probably buy it. They're pretty sick, and I mean, as you can see, their product page is so cool. Like, this is an amazing product page in my opinion. Like, you have everything you need, different angles of the shirt being used, but with the same clean background. You know, you got more colors here, kind of like swatches, and then, you know, your sizing, you got Afterpay, of course, and then, you know, in the description, master your mobility. They actually have like a little bit of like a story paragraph on here before they list the features, so they're definitely spending a little bit extra time to explain the product, which personally I like. And no reviews for this particular one, but still really cool. Now, one thing I'm starting to see a trend in is that these big companies all have blogs, and it's kind of interesting because I used to think that blogs were kind of dead, but now more than ever, I've started to realize kind of like the power of blogs on a website because of SEO. So SEO is search engine optimization, and through SEO, you can drive organic traffic to your store, meaning that it's traffic you didn't pay for. So it's free traffic that you're driving to your store, which is, it's actually a really valuable thing to drive organic traffic, because that means you can spend more money developing your products, developing your brand, or on marketing marketing, whatever it is you want to spend your money on for your business. But yeah, so far these two stores both have blogs, which I don't think is a coincidence. I think it's a good way to harbor a community and also drive some good SEO traffic to your store. So I'm going to give Gymshark a 10 out of 10 just on all fields, on brand design, on community, on product. Everything about Gymshark I absolutely love. And I don't know if you've ever seen Gymshark on any like social media platform, but their main platform is Instagram. And as you can see, they have a insanely engaged audience. I mean, they get some of the same sort of engagement as like a lot of big influencers, and they're a brand. So that definitely speaks a lot to the power of their community, and it's something I truly admire and get a lot of inspiration from. I'm really looking forward to build my brand in the same way. So shout out Gymshark, super cool store, absolutely love it. And yeah, they get a 10 out of 10 from me. The next store is Aloe Yoga. Aloe Yoga is kind of a new store in my book, at least. I didn't know about them until this year. And then all of a sudden I started seeing a billion different Instagram influencers shouting them out and wearing their yoga clothes. So apparently they kind of make yoga clothes that are comfy and that you can wear all the time. So they're kind of like a Gymshark in a way, but more targeted towards the yoga niche. I think yoga right now is a really good niche in general because yoga and stretching and, you know, they're kind of wellness things and healthy things to do. And they also are kind of stress relievers, and people I think couldn't be more stressed right now. With all the world events going on, I think people are extremely stressed out, and yoga is a great release. Also, you know, they have men's and women's stuff, which is pretty cool. I guess they do a lot of just like lounge type of clothing, which, like I said, is really becoming huge, especially now with people just working from home, not really going many places outside. People just want to chill and be comfy in their homes. So let's see just how well they're doing. As you can see, in November, they drove 2.58 million monthly visitors. Pretty unbelievable. And yeah, let's take a look at some of their product pages. So one thing I want to notice right off the bat is that their products are definitely not cheap. So, you know, Gymshark, their products are reasonably priced for the quality, in my opinion, so they're pretty cheap. Whereas here, you know, you're getting products that are actually a lot more expensive. I would even consider this sort of higher end. So I would assume that the quality of their products is really, really high. At least I'd hope so. And that's kind of the psychological trigger that most people get when they see a high price. They automatically assume that it's higher quality. So, you know, I hope that it's higher quality. Maybe it's not, but it looks pretty nice. I really love this product page as well. This is literally, in my opinion, like if you combine Gymshark with Fashion Nova, this sort of like black and pink branding, but then the product page looks like Gymshark. Clean images with a lot of different angles. They got a GIF over here, which is really cool. It's not really the same size as the other images, which is kind of weird. Their description looks really clean. I really, really like it. They got the similar items. Aloe Yoga with that font. That looks pretty funny, but pretty cool. They got some style inspo and then products you may like. Their reviews look super clean also. I love this little thing. Overall fit, small, true to size, large. That's really cool. So they're letting their customers determine whether or not it's true to size, which is really cool. A lot of brands will say like fits small or fits large, but you know, they're kind of just letting their customers rate it, which is perfect in my opinion. I think that's a good way to build community and like a lot of trust. So yeah, I mean, I absolutely love this. I think they're totally killing it. So as far as brand design goes, they get a 10 out of 10 from me. As far as product goes, I'm going to give them a 9 out of 10 because they are a little bit expensive. I'm not really sure how you could charge $118 for a hoodie unless it's like made out of the finest Himalayan silk that you could find or something like that. Now let's take a look at their Instagram to give their last rating here. And I mean, as you can see, they actually got a really engaged audience, so that's really impressive. So overall for the brand, I'm going to give them a 9 out of 10. Pretty expensive, which is not a bad thing. I mean, I totally understand why some brands need to charge a lot, so I have no beef with that. And especially if the products are extremely high quality, then that means you're going to have those products for a long time. Therefore, you don't need to continuously keep buying clothes, which is really good for the environment and definitely the way that I like to shop. But still, there are a few missing links in my opinion. I don't like the branding all that much. I think it's really clean, but it still sort of reminds me of Fashion Nova a little bit, which I'm not a huge fan of, so we're gonna give it a 9 out of 10. What do y'all think? I would love to know your opinion. Now next we're gonna review Pura Vida bracelets. I don't know if you guys know about Pura Vida bracelets, but they're such a fun, cute little brand, and as you can see, they are driving over 1 million monthly visitors as well, so they're definitely crushing it. Now their products are a lot cheaper than the other brands. I mean, they even have like $4 $100 products. So I know that they put a big emphasis on building this community and, you know, just kind of standing for positivity and saving the world, which are all really cool things. I mean, okay, I'm gonna sound a little biased, but I've actually known about Pura Vida bracelets for a very long time, and I've always admired their brand. Their branding is super clean. I mean, it's very congruent with the audience demographic that they're going for, and I love that they don't mark everything up insanely just because they can. It's kind of nice to see a brand that actually charges like really cheap prices when it's valid. And another thing that I think is super cool is that they have a sort of a subscription model integrated into their brand. So like you can buy a monthly bracelet box, which is really cool. And as you can see, they have 26,000 reviews on this, so they must have a ridiculous amount of people in it. Yeah, I love their reviews. Their reviews look super clean and branded. Everything looks extremely congruent, and which is something that's so undervalued. I think so many people get into Shopify and dropshipping because it seems like the easiest thing to do, and it kind of is, but at the same time, if you don't treat it like a brand, it's probably not going to work. You need to learn about branding. You need to learn about how to make your store look congruent and how to make it appeal to the people you're trying to reach. If you don't know how to do that, then, you know, it's going to be a lot harder to actually get sales, and chances are you're going to spend a lot more money than you're making. So Pura Vida bracelets looks amazing. I really love this product page. I love how they've implemented a subscription model into their brand. Super smart, super clean, and yeah, it's cool to see them just continuously kill it. We're going to give them a 10 out of 10 on brand design. We're going to give them a 10 out of 10 on products and community. Everything they're doing is just totally amazing. Now, the last one we're going to look at is Minimal LA. Minimal is a fashion brand, and I'm definitely going to be reviewing more fashion brands here in the future, as my main brand that I want to share with you guys soon is in the fashion space. So I kind of want to show you how we compare to these other brands, but that's for a totally different video in the future. For now, let's just take a look. They are driving less traffic than some of those other brands, but they're still one of the top Shopify stores in the world with over 440,000 monthly visitors. I know that they actually have a really high average order value, so that means that people buy a lot of things from them. Now, I know that they've received a lot of backlash in the past because of copying designs from other brands and just making them cheaper. So unfortunately, they kind of follow the same business model as Fashion Nova, just not as extreme, in the sense that they are kind of part of the fast fashion movement a little bit. Not that that's a bad thing, by the way. Like, it is bad for the environment, but I totally understand that some people just don't have enough money to afford like really high quality clothing. That's totally fine. I literally shop at H&M most of the time, and honestly, I've found things there that I've kept for years and years, regardless of them being cheap. But I will say that the branding for Minimal LA is like top notch, 10 out of 10. I mean, they've done it so well, and they kind of give me like a really high quality brand vibe, even if their quality isn't the best, which truly I'm not exactly sure. I haven't tested it out myself, but I love this Instagram thing here. Like, it kind of gives me community vibes, and it also kind of lets you see the product in a real life setting, which is obviously cool. You know, a lot of these hoodies are actually really dope. This is type of stuff I would definitely wear. This one is really, really nice, actually. Damn, I might cop. No, but seriously, everything about this store is really clean. Their reviews look perfect. I really love how these reviews look, and their badges are so clean. Honestly, probably not even necessary, but I'm sure they've done their research and tested all this stuff out. I love this little thing too. Only a few left in stock. I don't know if that's true or not, but it definitely incentivizes me to want to buy something. It's a nice little touch of scarcity that's not very abrasive, but still enough to, you know, sort of get you to put some pep in your step and just shop. So yeah, the last thing we'll do here is check out their Instagram, and they have a lot of followers and also a very engaged brand and community, which is amazing to see. This is, as I said, this is my goal for everything I build as of right now, is to build the best communities that I possibly can. So every time I see something like this, it's definitely inspiring, and it makes me realize that you can build a community around your brand that's fun, where people can feel like they belong, and that's only gonna affect your brand in a positive way. So that's definitely something to think about for sure. So we're gonna give Minimal a 9 out of 10. I mean, their brand is amazing, don't get me wrong. Everything is super clean and amazing, but I know that they've gotten a lot of negative backlash on their design process and on their quality at times. So until I can actually review their product myself, I can't really give it a 10 out of 10. I'm sorry. I know some of y'all may really love the brand, but I gotta be true to myself here. Now, I hope you really enjoyed this video and found it helpful in some way. If you did, make sure you smash the like button. I'll be live streaming this weekend, so if you want to catch the live, make sure that you subscribe with the notifications on. We're gonna be talking about all this stock market stuff that's going on. I want to show you sort of my gains, because I actually took part in in some of it. So make sure that you do that if you want to catch the lives. I would love to see you there. They're so much fun. It's one of the most fun things that I've started to do in 2021. So I'm definitely going to continue to do that. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.